With Britain's Got Talent set to come back to our TV screens in the new year, likely around February time, and as well being for the past fortnight roughly, we've been having the auditions in Birmingham Blackpool. I think it'd be the best time to go ahead and share with you some of the acts I'm excited to see on the show this upcoming series, and the ones who I'm hoping to get televised if they do indeed make the air. Anyways, we've got a lot to talk about in this week's review for Britain's Got Talent Series 19. Talking about the acts who I want to see, or basically a first look at the acts for the upcoming series. I may do a part 2 for this, but for now, let's get straight into the review. So as you guys know by now, for the past, how many days has it been? For the past, I need to make the calendar quickly, just so, for the past nearly 2 weeks, they've been, for Britain's Got Talent, they've been in Birmingham and Blackpool, filming the auditions for the upcoming series. And so I've decided to basically go ahead and talk about some of the acts that have really caught my eye and that really interest me so far, that I'm hoping to see make it get aired on TV, because I know not all the acts get aired on TV, which sucks. But yeah, I'm very excited for the upcoming series already. From what I've heard so far, I think it's gonna be a great year. And also, ironically, last night, I don't know if I mentioned this, but they actually filmed an outdoor audition in Stanley Park, which is the park in Blackpool. And it was basically a drone show, which is so cool. I've seen clips of what it looks like, and it looks epic. I can't wait to see that act once they get aired. So hopefully, because I know they're not a golden buzzer, but I am very excited for what that act may. I'm very excited to see what that act will do, especially because I love seeing drones on AGT. We had Sky Elements make it all the way to the final 3. They got 3rd place, and I'm just really excited for to see that type of act. As it's an act I've always wanted on the show, especially for the variety aspect, like I've mentioned before. But I cannot wait for that, as well as the other acts that I've seen so far this year. But I've got 8 acts here. I've got a document basically kind of giving a little bit of information that I found about them. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into the acts. Basically the first look at the Birmingham and Blackpool acts for this year so far. And starting off, we have so first up for work. There we go. So the first act we have is the Skate Squad, who are basically a stunt team which include scooters, skateboards, and BMX bikes. And so this group was formed by Michael Quinn Productions, and they've performed all over the UK, as well as been involved with Disney, West End shows, and also their most recent tour of the UK. And I believe they're in Covent Gardens as well, which is pretty cool as well. So I've actually seen clips of these guys, and also my friend who went to the tapings that day, he saw these guys, and I saw a clip of them, and I was very impressed with what was shown. So, and as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the variety acts we get on Got Talent, on AGT, BGT. So to see an act like a scooter, kind of like act like basically an act which features skateboards, BMX bikes, scooters, is right up my alley for me. I love those type of acts, so I cannot wait for what they bring to the show. And just again, to see an act like this do well on the show would be absolutely amazing. And also, if these do make the live shows, it'll be very interesting to see how they could use it in the Hammersmith Apollo. That'd be really a very cool, interesting way to think that. But again, I think to see an act like this do well on the show would be great. And yeah, I'm definitely wishing for the Skate Squad so far to do well, and I cannot wait to see what they bring once they hopefully get aired in the new year, which I believe it will be airing in February. We should hopefully get some information within the next few months, hopefully around February, at the start of February, because I know last year for the Masked Singer, when 2 weeks before, it was the week of the semi-finals, for the Masked Singer, and that's when they released the trailer for BGC, which was very exciting. So I can't wait for I can't wait for what they bring, and hopefully we get to see these guys shown in the next few months. So I can't wait to see what they bring to the show. Next up, we have a stand-up comedian. Also, just for my word document, and he is called Berugi. So I can't pronounce his name. Berugai. I can't pronounce his name, unfortunately. I might have completely ruined that name. I apologize. But he's actually from the USA, believe it or not, and he's a stand-up comedian. He won the Seattle Comedy Festival. Well, he was a finalist and was the winner of Moth Story Slam, which I believe is a comedy show, maybe custom to Kill Tony, if that's the pod. Because I know is that what it's called, Kill Tony? I need to Google that quickly. Was because I know an AGT finalist was on that show. Is that what is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's a stand up comedy podcast basically. Okay, so yeah, very interesting to say the least. Anyways, so back to him. Again, I really enjoy seeing comedians on the show, but also last year, 2025 this year, but technically last series, let's say, we had only one. Only, like really one stand-up comedian. We had Will Burns, who was an impressionist, and we also had, Joseph Charm, who was the final, who was really the only stand-up comedian for series. 18, and he made the final of that year of this last series. So I'm definitely hoping to see some more stand-up comedy, because I think last year was really about the magic, because we had Harry Moulding winning series 18, some other great magicians like Teddy. We had TK, Yannick Jose, and Alexandra as well. She was great. So yeah, I really can't wait to see I can't wait to see what he brings. And again, I would love to see another comedian win. The last comedian we had was Axel Blake. No, yeah. Well, the last stand-up comedian we had win was Axel Blake, but the most recent comedy act to have won is Vigo Venn. Vigo Venn was like called the slapstick comedy, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what he brings to the show, and hopefully he's good, and we can definitely see it. Hopefully, another stand-up comedian make it far in the competition. Next up, we have an act who I'm really excited to see, and that is Anastasia Beaumont and Salsa, who are a dog act, and she is from France, and she actually owns her own dog dance company called Dog Dance Mania. And from what I've read, she hasn't been on any Got Talent shows so far. I've tried to see if she was on France Got Talent. Haven't seen anything on there, but. No, it doesn't seem to have. I don't think she's been on any Got Talent shows as of right now. I mean, she could do America's Got Talent, and maybe I don't know. Maybe she could do, I don't know, the other Got Talents before, like Scott Talent España or something, or Daz Super Talent, or I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, again, now I love seeing dog acts on the show, and last year I don't think we didn't have one dog act to get televised in the slightest. Which was a bit of a disappointment, because I love seeing dog acts on the show. They're very fun to watch, and I just think, I just love seeing dog acts. And from what I've heard from people who went to the tapings that day, that Salsa and Anastasia were on that day. Apparently, people said that they should have been a golden buzzer, and they were really good. So I've got really really high hopes to see how good the Salsa and Anastasia are, because from what I've heard, for them being really good, I'm extremely looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table. As dog acts, I think the last dog act that we had win the show was Jules O'Dwyer and Matisse back in 2015. And I think to see a dog act again win the show this year this upcoming series would be really fantastic, and just I think it would be great as well for the variety, and last year we had a magician win, so I think to have a dog act win would be fantastic. And also, I just really do think that it'd be really cool to see another act like this win. We don't often get many dog acts from on the show anymore, which is a bit of a shame. So I think they would definitely be a very excuse me. I think they'd be a very likely fan favorite to do well. Yeah, I'm very excited to see how they do once the series progresses. And yeah, I just can't wait for what they bring to the show this year. Next up, we have another interesting act to talk about, and I don't think I found too much information about them. But this is Sun. But the next act we're going to talk about is Sunrise, who are a baton twirling duo. So they're basically the baton twirlers, and they hail from Japan. So we over the years we've had many Japanese acts come over to do the show, which is awesome. I haven't really found much information apart from on their Instagram. They post them doing like kind of routines to like music in the background, doing all that stuff. So I think one of them was to the weekend, and another one might be doing Dynamite by BTS. But I think this is an act I think could go either way because So I've been mentioned. So the first three acts are the ones I'm feeling would very likely get televised, but these guys, I'm not 100% sure, only because I think to see an act like this, to see an act like this on the show it would be very interesting, but I don't think we get much of this sort of act on the show per se, even though it would be rather refreshing to see that happen. So yeah, I do think they could do well if once they do get aired at some point in the new year. But of course, we won't know until we won't actually know until when it happens. But yeah, I think they are in. I think I've seen some of their stuff recently, and they're pretty good at what they do. So it'll only be a matter of time before we find out how well they do and if we will connect to the BGC audience and the viewers at home. So it will be very interesting to see how it can play out. So yeah, I'm pretty intrigued to see how they do in the competition as it goes. But hopefully they get good reception from the judges and from the public watching at home. Next up, we have SOS, who are a rock band. Now, I love seeing rock bands on the show, and also bands in general. They're awesome, and I really like the look of this. So, in the image I'm looking at, they have at least one, I think, two members there on the side, and also, excuse me, so another friend of mine who went to the taping and saw these guys, he mentioned that they did a interesting take on a boy band song. So from what I've heard and what I've seen, they do rock versions of boy band songs. So like the Backstreet Boys, maybe Boys to Men, maybe that's not really a boy band, is it? It's more of a vocal group, like 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, In Sync, just to name a few. But I love seeing rock. And also they have they have music on Spotify from what I've seen, which is awesome. I love seeing rock bands on. I love seeing bands on the show as well, especially like 2 years ago on America's Got Talent we had True Villains and Steel Panther, rock groups who I absolutely loved and I think deserve to make it further. But I am very excited to see SOS. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm extremely intrigued about them. I think they could do very well, and especially if you're someone who loves boy bands, and so to hear a rock version of a boy band song would be really cool, and I'm very excited about that. So I can't wait to see what they bring to the show once it comes back, and I do hope that we see them for a little bit. So good luck to them. Now we got a magician on here, which is Rafferty Coop, who is a 16-year-old magician. And from what I've seen, he was on the Magic Circle's Young Magicians Club, and he won that as well. So which is actually very cool to see. So someone who is part of the Magic Circle. If you don't know what the Magic Circle is, it is indeed. So hang on. So basically, it's a British organisation dedicated to promoting and advancing the art of magic. And it was, so basically, it's been around for years. Basically, so it's been a very generational thing, I guess you could say. So looking on, I'm just currently looking at on his social media, and I've seen some of the tricks he's done, and also he's actually done a bit of singing as well on with a piano, which is also pretty cool. So two hidden talents there as well. So it's going to be very cool. So and I'm very curious to see how that could work out, because if him doing maybe magic with music, that could be a really interesting twist on a magic act. We've never seen anyone do magic involving music, from what I know. So that would be really a very unique way of seeing something on, especially for a magic act. It'd be really awesome. And yeah, I'm honestly really excited to see him take to the BGT stage. It's going to be great, and I'm very just really excited to see him. And the fact he's apparently 16 years old, I already think he's going to be he's going to be one of those showmen that could just do absolutely fantastic as it goes along. And I can't wait. I really can't wait for what he brings to the table for the Magic this year. And I think from what I've seen, he could definitely be someone I could see going decently far in the competition. I can't wait to see what he does once we see him get aired in the new year. And next up, we have the I believe let me just find his name quickly. We have the Baron of the Universe, aka excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. So we have the Baron of the Universe, whose real name is Mika, and he's a sideshow act, basically danger, like kind of like, so probably someone like a Aussie Blood, or like an Aussie Blood. Who else danger acts? So Bao Kun, like him as well. And he's from Finland, and he's performed in many circus shows over the years, but was also on the 11th season of America's Got Talent as well, which I did not know about. So, which was very awesome to hear. I don't think he made it too far, from what I've read. I've yet to see his performance. So again, I think danger acts are kind of acts I think are rather hit or miss, because for me, I absolutely love seeing danger acts on the show. I think they are extremely exciting and refreshing, and just above all, really exciting. To be honest, I've always wanted to see a motorbike act, like a motor cross stunt team, where they have the globe of death, and they have the motorbikes going around in circles. That I want to see on the show, and I've been wanting one for years. So hopefully that we see something like that compete on the show one day. Maybe not this year, but at least hopefully next year, or some other year. I don't know. I don't know when. But yeah, I am very, very, very tired today. Sorry about that, folks. But I think danger acts are rather hit or miss. But I could maybe see him, Mika is his name, maybe as a semi-finalist, maybe. But again, I think danger acts are really hit or miss this on the show. Because I know Ofcom has complained quite a few times. People have complained to Ofcom about how gruesome the acts that we get are, and them not being very family friendly, or being past the 9 o'clock hour, which I believe is when they don't really show much of the kids stuff, and etc etc. But yeah. I am very excited about to see this act, and hopefully it's good, because again, I love danger acts, but I'm definitely hoping these guys are good as well. And now for the final act we're going to talk about here, and that is Maverick Magicians, who are a magic trio. Now, from what I've seen on the not on the YouTube, on the Instagram comment section of the BGT socials, which we'll go to right now, So let's just go to. I'm going on the page now, and I'm looking here, and it's currently got a lot of people, but almost the whole comment section are talking about these guys. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited to see these guys overall. We've got Darren, Damien O'Brien as well there. TK, I believe, was there. Basically, the whole comment section are mentioning the Maverick magicians, and so purely from based what I've seen so far, I think they're going to be really good. I think they will be fantastic. So the members include Edwin, Ashkay, and Jamie, who bring, and this is from their website, they bring a modern, fresh approach of illusion, combining comedy with mind-blowing magic. They've also performed at different events as well, which is very cool. So I am like purely from base what I've heard right now from the comment section on Instagram. I am really, and I mean really, excited to see how this plays out. I think the acts I'm excited for are the Skate Squad and Maverick, uh, um, um, Maverick Magicians. That's their name. I couldn't remember the name for the life of me. And I'm looking at a Word document here, people. So I'm like, I can't be making these rookie mistakes. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and it's very rare to get a magic like a group like a magic group on the show. It's not like one person doing magic. So if this act goes really well and it plays off well, I think this could be really something fantastic. So I can't wait for this. And again, I think it'd be so cool to see a magic group like this. From what I've seen so far, from what I've read, I've got high hopes for them. I really have high hopes for them. And just again, to see a magic group like this on the show will be fantastic, especially for the unexpected, for the interesting factors they may bring, and overall, really, just it's going to be it would be really refreshing as well to see how it could play out in the end. So yeah, I can't wait for Maverick Magicians to be on, and I think they're the ones I'm hoping to get televised the most. So really excited to see what they bring to the show, and I can't wait to see what their routine is about, and I'm just excited to see what they do. So those are the 8 acts that I have talked about for ahead of the auditions for BGT Series 19. Let me know your thoughts down below on the acts you're looking forward to seeing this year, and if anyone went to the tapings for the show this year for the upcoming series, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll happily reply back to you. And just I think so far, from what I've read, it's going to be a great series. I think last series was really good, but they ruined it with the Golden Buzz and the live shows, which will probably be brought back. But hopefully, used in the correct manner, and hopefully not too many crap acts get it. Because I know a few people were a bit unhappy with the choices they had. So hopefully we get some good acts guest it this year. But yeah, from what I've heard this year, I think it's going to be a great series, and I just can't wait for it to kick off in a few months. So I'll probably might do a part 2 to this, and of course, when the trailer comes out for the show, I will obviously do a video about that, talking about the acts in that trailer and etc. etc. But thank you so much for listening to this review. If you enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and just let me know as well the acts you're looking forward to seeing for the upcoming series of Britain's Got Talent. But for now, thank you so much for listening to this review, and of course, I will see you guys next time.